Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Pop Culture Clobberin Time. I'm Jay Hood. Got my pal,
I'm Vic.
Coach Vic here. And as always, we have Al Shell joining us. Good morning, Al.
I dusted off my old hat. I found it.
Nice.
It's buried under a stack of comic books that I don't like.
You got your Han Solo and Carbonite right out there in front.
I do. The pen. Stick them up, man.
Very cool. So today we're going to be talking about a couple things. We're going to start out by going over what comes next as far as DC TV properties. And we've got a few ideas of our own. And then we're going to roll it into maybe a little bit of talk about James Tynion and his move to, was it Substack? Substack. And maybe some of the repercussions there.
He also left Twitter. He sent me an email yesterday telling me that.
Nice. And then kind of sandwiched in the middle, we're going to plug in a little segment that I'm going to call the Model Kit Minute. Whether it's 1 minute. If we say a minute on this show, we really mean about 10. So we'll see how it goes. We're all talking a little bit about some of the stuff I'm working on that's hot and new on my desk at work as far as model kit developments go. So we'll get this show rolling. We're going to shout out the people here watching live. We got Mr. Unruly Simeon.
Unruly's in the house.
We've got Matthew Poe. Good to see you, Matthew. Matthew wants to participate in our show.
Okay.
So we might line that up someday.
Most definitely.
And then we've got Discovery Bay.
Disco.
Good to see you, Disco. All right. How have you been doing?
That's
this
it.
week? How have you been doing this week, Al?
Doing great for the past 2 weeks. You got to remember, we're 2-week shows, so you got to,
You are
First
correct.
off, I want to mention that I hate countdowns on the beginning of videos. Okay. I watch so many. I watch Dave McCrae. I watch a bunch of other guys, and they always do the countdown. It's counting down. I'm like, man, just jump in. Just jump in. Because then it's on the. Then it like when it transfers over from being live to being like Memorex or whatever it is. It's still there. I hate it.
Yeah.
And I also hate that. What's the J Hood affair? What is this? What is that beginning?
That's my brand. It's my stinger at the beginning of my videos now.
Yeah, gee whiz.
His brand went from families to affairs.
We'll get that straightened up. We'll get a new intro going. It's just a matter of time.
So it's August. I tell you what, I'm flying high right now. I'm in wrestling mode. I'm loving what's happening in the AEW. Next week, I'm going to Chicago for just the regular Rampage show. It's not a pay-per-view. It's just a show, but it's supposed to be the return of CM Punk, and you have no idea who that is. I'm marking out about it. I'm huge marking out about it, and I'm looking forward to that. So next Friday, I took the day off. I'm hanging out with my nephew and the younger crowd so I can feel even creepier. I'm going to be hanging out with a bunch of other probably unvaccinated people, and we're going to come back. And then I'll be on my deathbed, and I'll be like, I seen CM Punk's return. It was worth it. Or it won't be. I don't know.
Sounds like fun. I wish I could get that amped up about stuff. Hey, we've got Varangian Vigilante joining us. Good morning, all the way from Austria. Good to see you. So the topic we're going to talk about is it's from this article that Coach Vic dug up, and he's like, "What do you guys think about all these? What do you think about all these shows that have been announced for DC?" And I figured we just kind of run through them real quick and offer our opinions on them, and then maybe throw out what we think might be a cool DC TV show.
TV show? I got one.
All right, so
go ahead and tell me because I don't know any of these.
I had to admit, I saw the headline. I was like, they've got 15 shows in development.
Right.
Maybe one will be made. One will see time of day.
Well, this one's already done.
Well, yeah, we know that a few of them are being made for sure.
You don't mean it's coming out, folks. They sat on stuff. They still got that old Wonder Woman lawyer show laying around somewhere. So
isn't that She-Hulk?
Man, come on. You
all right, so
you Googling everything. You love Smallville. You love all this bad DC stuff, and you don't know about that pilot they did for Wonder Woman. Like,
No.
come on, man.
yeah, that was the pilot though. They didn't take that in production.
They,
all right,
they filmed it.
First up is Peacemaker. Now, I haven't seen Suicide Squad yet.
Obviously.
No.
You've not seen
I'll
it.
wait for you.
And so
I'll wait for you. Ooh,
but Al
go
is
see
so
Suicide Squad.
he spoiled it for us. So
No, I didn't. I didn't. It's Suicide Squad. The team was brought together to die. Okay?
All
It's Deadpool on. It's Guardians of the Galaxy meets Deadpool. That's all I'll say.
So, what do you think of this idea of a Peacemaker show? Is Peacemaker a quality character worthy of a whole streaming show? I mean, to me, this is obviously like a tertiary character, and that might be putting it mildly as far as the pantheon of DC characters go.
Well, he's not a DC guy. That's the thing. It's a Charlton character.
Right, it comes from
he's another character they bought when they were doing the math. Like, hey, let's buy everything. And it's cool what they do with him. They dust him off and they give him a new attitude. It's better in the comic book. They made him like it was like his dad was a Nazi or something. And when they rebooted him, I'll give it a look. Even wait, I don't have HBO Max, so I can't give it a look. I'll listen to it. I'll listen to Vic love it or hate it. And
no, you won't, because Vic ain't watching it. John Cena.
You're not watching Peacemaker?
No, John Cena. Quit trying to be the Rock, dude. Do your own thing.
Be the
That's
Rock.
all I'm saying.
I gotta admit, I'm not a John Cena fan at all either. But I've never been a wrestling fan, so I don't know him from that aspect. But just
he's playing it hokey. He's playing it like the good soldier. Like
since we brought
drink
up
your Wheaties and and stuff like that.
Right.
He's kind of like
smashed at SummerSlam by Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I don't really watch the WWE anymore, so because I'm an AEW mark.
Matthew Poe suggests you should watch The Critical Drinker for a review. He does reviews of pop movies, TV, or video games. Gotcha. We ain't doing that. We're just talking about stuff we don't know nothing about. All right.
Yeah. So it's the fun talking about stuff you know stuff about.
We should stop our thing and go watch this. That's what we should do. Hey, you guys should go watch someone that does it right and not bother with your garbage show.
All right, Green Lantern. Now, this is the one that when I was going through this list, I was like, oh yeah, Green Lantern. I remember they're doing that because I'm kind of specking on some of those characters.
Yeah.
But so the rumor I've heard is that each episode is going to focus on a different member of the Green Lantern Corps, which maybe they've got an overall arcing story that will kind of carry over, but it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I'm impressed by some of the casting they've had for this, like the guy they've got for Guy Gardner. They've said that Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan won't be a major part of it, so that's kind of interesting. But they got plenty of different characters to kind of follow. So, what do you think, Al? You know Green Lantern inside and out.
The characters on the screen, I'm not.
Yeah,
it's 52 stuff, so I'm not like, oh yay or whatever. The Guy Gardner stuff. Again, and here's the thing: DC has had the greatness in the early years, and now they're just like, hey, remember that one thing we had? Let's dust that off and then we'll put some garbage on it, and then it'll be okay. This might be good, but this is something people like when they were 10 were saying, hey, it'd be cool. You got all these Green Lanterns and stuff. You should do a show on that. And they give you what they give you on CW, and it's like, okay. And then people like it. That's the one thing I've always hated about DC movies or DC. They're stuck kind of like in the old mindset of like, well, they'll like anything. Let's just do what we want with it. Because they already had these fans, which probably have fallen by the wayside. They're always asking, oh man, I want a Guy Gardner in there. I want this in there. I want this. And then by the time they finally do it, the fans are like, yeah, I wanted that like 20 years ago. And now you guys just move along. Nothing to see here.
I mean, appealing to like the 12-year-old Al. I mean, you'd want to see Hal Jordan, of course, and some of the mainstays from like the 70s and 80s. But aren't you like just a little bit intrigued about what they could do? And this is for HBO Max, but it is run by the same guy that's doing the CW stuff,
Greg Berlanti.
So yeah, I mean, they're going to put money behind it. So
who's Greg Berlanti? Who was he doing?
He's the one that runs all the CW shows.
He does Arrowverse.
Yes.
No thanks. No thanks. This is what he's gonna do. He's gonna amalgamate characters. He's gonna like just change characters for his own purpose. This is what I'm talking about. It's like back in the 70s and even the 60s or whatever, when they would just take and like, well, let's just make our own thing out of it and not recognize this beautiful story, And we'll just have like Wonder Woman be a blonde chick we'll have her be you know what I mean? Well, that's what they always did. Every TV movie would do that.
By bringing in the new 52 versions, the Green Lantern.
Work.
Well, I mean, some of them have a following. I mean, I haven't read any of them. I haven't read Green Lantern regularly, for instance.
That's like comics. They only sell probably 1,000 issues.
Thank you. Who's Seth Graham-Smith? I mean, I'm excited for it because I've been wanting to see Green Lantern thing work, but all I've ever heard about is Jeff Johns' Green Lantern. Jeff Johns is the best Green Lantern ever. Jeff Johns is on the payroll. He works for the company. Why is Seth Graham-Smith writing the show? Seth hyphenated Graham.
Jeff Johns.
They don't want.
Got caught up in the whole.
He's still working for the company. He's doing Titans.
Snyder. He's a part of the Snyder hate. Like everybody hates him because of what he said to Zack Snyder or whatever. And he had a part in the old Green Lantern movie, the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah.
The Ryan Reynolds.
So I'll just say this: if I hear good things about it, I'll give it a nice peek. But the Arrowverse stuff does not entice me. Okay, it does not entice me at all because to me that says CW. And it's just going to have a higher budget, and they'll be able to cuss and have sex. There you go. I don't care about superheroes getting it on, man.
Me either.
Yeah, okay, so Gore Vidal's here, and he's talking about Guy Gardner taking on ice in the Justice League. That's what I grew up with Guy on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm an old fart. But Guy Gardner could, I don't know. It's just... They're going to make Guy Gardner kind of a serious dude, right? And it's not going to...
I don't know. I think if you look at a lot of the popular shows, there's always a character you love to hate, and he's there the whole time just to make you mad.
Right. But he's going to be the main focus, isn't he?
Well, he's the most recognizable Lantern, but like I said, I've heard that each episode's supposed to focus on somebody different. I'm imagining they might cross over from episode to episode, but... it'd be interesting to see, but the guy that got to play Guy Gardner played like the villain in the Nurse Ratched Netflix show, and he was
that was real good.
Did you watch it? Have you seen it?
I watched the beginning of it. I watched the first episode. It's like, wait, how's this? Never mind, man. I don't want to go into it. I'm being so negative. I want to get positive. let's get positive, folks. Let's talk about Adam Strange.
It's gonna be a minute.
All right. So another one of this says one of Berlanti's series debuting on HBO Max. On HBO Max is Strange Adventures, a 1-hour anthology that will explore the lives of superheroes and average citizens. I had not heard about this at all until I saw this article. And I think it's odd that they're showing Tom King's Strange Adventures as their visual for it. And
That's probably the only thing they could get.
It's totally unrelated to what they're saying the show's going to be.
An hour-long anthology that will explore the lives of superheroes and average citizens. Oh, you mean Astro City, right?
That might be a good comparison.
Okay, so they just took the name and
yeah,
I'm sure Adam Strange.
By the way, we'll mention the name of this article we're looking at. It's on Screen Rant. Let's give them the credit for kind of the impetus behind this discussion. But
okay, keep going so I can.
Okay.
So what they're gonna do is they're gonna Arrowverse, and it's gonna be they're gonna flip through a who's who. Okay, this is what they do in comic books too. Like, I've never heard of the Creeper. Let's put him in the background playing pool while this guy's getting shot or this guy's over here doing drugs. Because they have no clue. They have no clue who certain characters are, and they're just seeing them in a who's who, and that's what's going to happen. I'm like, well, this Buckeyed Bandit looks pretty cool. Let's have him. He's a down on his luck schlub. And his wife makes fun of him, but he brings home the bacon, and then they,
fries up in the
it's like as much as Suicide Squad was fun, like Polka Dot Man or whatever. Like, I'm not a big Polka Dot Man fan. It's just, hey, guess what? You just made it what you wanted it to be, and that's all it was.
Right.
It's just like, oh, you guys don't know these characters, so I'm just gonna make them this way, and that's what they do, because people don't really consider comic books, Shakespeare. They're going to just take, this is what I've been saying for the whole show. They're going to take, if you're not Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman, well, even Wonder Woman they flub with.
But, I mean,
even Superman they flub with. So they're going to take them and they're going to make Batman, or Robin is now Julius Anderson from Puerto Rico or something, and he flies a car that talks. There's your new Robin, and that's what we do. This is how we make
later on.
I mean, Marvel did that to a certain extent with Iron Man. They took a character that we all knew, loved, he was iconic, but didn't have a very distinctive personality, and they gave him one.
Well, they made him Hawkeye or whatever, but like, let me straighten my mask here. No, my head. But they still used the main story. They still had all the characters they basically year one it. Okay. Mm-hmm. They're like, all right, we got to clear all this stuff off, and let's give them the main line. Let's give them that main line tip. They didn't bring in you guys seen the G.I. Joe movie? the one with Channing Tatum and Marlon Wayans.
I'm sure I have, but
okay. So you know what G.I. Joe is? It's land to sea and air. Okay. So what they did is they took, we're gonna make Duke, a guy that could obviously be like a hero, and we're gonna make him some street tough guy. And then his buddy, Ripcord, and we're going to make him Marlon Wayans, who's a comedian that doesn't have anything to do. Okay, because a Ripcord was like a paratrooper. It would jump out of planes. So in the movie, he just has the name Ripcord. He's just there. He doesn't have any, he's not a specialist in anything. And that's what they did with G.I. Joe. And then they gave him Iron Man suits. That's the type of stuff that DC does. Marvel gives you the core, okay? Gives you the core stuff. You at least get that. That's why I'm scared about what you're showing me on the screen.
I just need to say, Marlon Wayans is a trained actor. Went to performing arts high school. Was a got degree.
I'm not bashing Marlon Wayans. I'm bashing the people that made a character named Ripcord that never jumped out of never had a parachute on, never did any of that. Gotham PD. Okay, so is it gonna be the garbage Gotham?
No, they say it's unrelated to Gotham, but and it says it's set in the same universe as Matt Reeves' The Batman, which none of us have seen that, and I think we all are a little bit tepid on what that might be. I mean, they really need to.
The Batman vampire.
Yeah, they really need to impress us with that for us to get on board with a streaming show.
I just need to say, there's two things I know about the Gotham Police Department. One, they're dirty, and two, the ones that aren't dirty are bad at their job. They can't catch anybody, whether it's a criminal or Batman. Who have they caught on their own? Nobody. So we're gonna get a show about bad police work.
I mean, so this is gonna have the dude from Westworld in it.
Well, he's playing Gordon in the Batman movie.
But is he gonna be in the show? Or is it gonna be like his little brother that
it says it's unclear if he'll be in it?
Oh.
So
okay.
We'll see.
I'll just say this: Gotham was garbage, and I have a bad taste. Hopefully that will be what Gotham should have been. Right. It's like Gotham Central, where they're, But then again.
Well, see, Gotham got caught up in they introduced Batman or Young Bruce. So it's like
Gotham was DOA when it happened, man. Like bringing in Gordon and he was that was just my god. I would have a stroke talking about this stuff. That would have been all right.
Right. So I want to kind of. If we've got strong opinions on some of these, we'll talk about them. But if there's some we want to gloss over, we can, just because we've got 15 of them to cover.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So Just Sleep Dark. I've never been a fan of these types of characters. I mean, I realize there's an audience for it, but it doesn't really intrigue me at all.
There's one character I'm intrigued with. So we'll talk about him later because he's right there in front and center.
Oh, and they've got him on another one too.
Yeah.
What do you think, Al? Have you been dying to see the Dead Man in live action?
I want to see Dead Man could be. Here's another thing, man. Dead Man could be his own TV show. It's Quantum Leap. It's Quantum Leap. You got your own TV, but you got to lump him together because he's Dead Man and it's spooky. Whatever. Like I said, like earlier when I was talking about the Guy Gardner stuff. There's stuff that like a 15-year-old Al would have loved to see, but now they're just like, oh, we got these guys. That's the same business, and it's J.J. Abrams, so they're gonna be running and talking at the same time. Like we gotta get to this. We'll go. Come on, let's go. What's over there? Don't worry about a character development. Let's go.
Here we go.
He's in Dark, so what are they gonna do? 2 shows?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think they've got room for that. I mean, Bad Robot's running that whole side of the universe for them, so I'd be surprised if they didn't do one or more than one show on it. So what were you thinking?
I will say I love John Constantine, but everything I know about him, and you're gonna hate me for this one, comes from DC's Legends of Tomorrow.
There you go. There you go.
So, and that one episode of Lucifer they crossed over on. So, I like him, but it's gonna be a different guy playing him. So why?
Yeah, they got a different cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm fine. I don't. You got to think there's a lot of development hell going on here too. So they're going to develop. I mean, they canned the New Gods. They canned a lot of the stuff from being movies, and now they're just going to TV show. What's going to happen is when everything gets back to normal and people actually start going to see movies, then they'll be like, "Oh no, we're going to put it in theaters now," and then it's going to have, "Hey, we switched our thing in mid gear." Itis, okay? Like it's going to be like, well, it was supposed to be a TV show, but we just took the first 3 episodes and put them together.
We've seen that happen before, and the results were trash. I don't think they'd be that dumb.
Oh, one quick thing though about Constantine, it says it's gonna be a horror show. So I don't necessarily do horror shows, but I like Constantine. So see how long.
All these characters are going to be in there, right? Because who cares about Madam X?
Right.
Yeah.
And again, there
They're
are
their own series.
There are fans of Madame Xanadu, and I do not resent them for being fans of Madame Xanadu, but I've never been intrigued by the character.
You can scan through.
She's not related to Malcolm.
Naomi, who's that?
Naomi, this is the character that Brian Michael Bendis introduced into the DC universe. She's like, I've not read this character at all, but from what I've heard, she's like a Superman level power.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because everybody is special.
Well,
and that means no one is. I don't care.
what do you think?
Good.
What do you think, Vic? Naomi?
Black Supergirl? Man.
I mean, that's kind of what it is. And I've said
Well,
before,
here's my thing. At least they didn't race swap Supergirl.
That's what I was going to kind of touch on.
Let's give this character a chance. You know what I mean? We can't just go, oh, it's just the Black Supergirl, when it's like it's its own character. Yeah. Let's give it a chance. Someone's going to like it.
I'm going to give it a chance because, Black folks, we need jobs.
A lot of people need jobs, and they're hiring at McDonald's.
I mean, I'm smart enough to say, this character wasn't made for me necessarily, and that doesn't mean I can't.
She got nothing but white friends in the picture, huh?
Because she's on the Justice
League. It looks like she's a Titan.
Looks like the Titans do.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else is next.
There you go.
And
doesn't that look like Michael Strahan?
Kind of, yeah. And so this is being developed by Michael B. Jordan. What's the other Michael Jeffrey Jordan? Michael J. Jordan.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
So this is the Michael Jordan from the Black Panther movie.
From Black Panther, Fruitvale State. I mean, I can give you IMDb.
Rocky.
Dude, I watched Creed 2 last night. Dude's jacked. Creed 2, man.
He was.
So it'd be interesting to see him in the role, but he hasn't necessarily said he wants to play the role, has he?
I think he's going to play this role, but he's produced another. There's like 15 Black Superman movies coming out all of a sudden.
Gore Vidal says the 300 issues of Vertigo's Hellblazer are thematically intense. The film Angel Heart. Doubtful the streaming service or film will ever do the character his stories justice. Hellblazer, he's had a long. That's John Constantine.
Oh, okay.
He's had a long-running publishing history and has always been really well received, and I've not read a stitch of it.
I tell you though, it's the start and stop that kills a lot of these characters. It's because when you're producing a movie and then like the place you're producing it for like gets new owners or new they fire and hire so many new people, they all want different stuff in their show or in their movie. It's like, yeah, we'll do it, but you got to put these characters in there, or you got to do this. I want this guy to be like. So by the time you have your original vision, and then by the time you get to the TV show, it's probably a talking dog and a cat that lifts houses. That's what it's going to end up being. It's crazy. So they've already done this, the superhero high stuff. They did that with the Wonder Woman toys and stuff. So we can pass this. There's no big deal.
Well, wait, I'm all in on this.
I'm intrigued by it. Because
it's called Hero High. It's been done 1 billion times by other people.
Not in live action though. As a half-hour comedy for like
Sky High. You remember Sky High?
Yeah, that's a 2-hour movie.
Yeah. They're gonna add anything new. It's just gonna have them run around saying what sexuality they are and who's cute and all that stuff. I don't need that.
What are your thoughts on it?
I like these type of shows, and I like Strange Academy. I like these type of books where it's just people interacting with each other. So I'm intrigued by it. I'm intrigued by the show. There's a lot of things that they can do with the show, so it'll be interesting. It looks like no, it can't be a baby John Constantine, can it?
It's Jesse Hex, I think.
Oh,
related to Jonah Hex.
Yes. Saw him on DC Legends of Tomorrow too.
Ugh, man, that show, I want to punch all those CW shows, man. They just.
But if Victor is recognizing the characters from that, then DC is doing a good job of marketing their characters because he's recognizing them.
No, they're not. That's why their comics aren't selling, man. That's the point.
Hey, if I saw when
you have a guy over here jumping through hoops, I would pick
it up. If there was a series that just said Constantine, I didn't know he was Hellblazer, because I might have picked it up a long time ago. I would have picked it up.
That's kind of a good point because they're confusing their brand as far as John Constantine goes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, I'm gonna take this thing with spaghetti, right? But then I'm gonna give you pizza, and then you're gonna go in looking for spaghetti, but you'll be like, that don't look like the spaghetti I ate. No, it's pizza. It's a different thing. You're giving two different things there. Like you're confusing everything.
And I'll tell you the thing that really intrigued me about John Constantine is because his TV show got canceled, but they still brought him on to DC Legends of Tomorrow. And I'm like, this guy must be.
He needed a job. Now, is this animated or is this going to be a?
This is animated.
Okay, I don't mind though. It's animated or whatever.
It's like 3 episodes, though.
Yeah, it looks like the guys that were doing like that Thundercats Roar or something.
Is this related at all to the Harley Quinn that they're doing? I don't know. It doesn't mention it.
No, I don't think so.
So animated shows won't get me to sign up for HBO Max, but some of these others might. When Green Lantern comes out, I might sign up for it.
Man, that looks awesome.
This has a hot.
That looks like the best thing. Can we get through the rest of these real quick?
We got to get to the model kit minute and move on.
Come on, man. These are just whack.
So here's the elevator pitch on this. In the vein of Pixar's Cars,
that's HBO Max all we know.
Is working on an animated series called Bat Wheels that's aimed at preschoolers.
Okay.
We can stop it.
I know Vic will be watching all those. He'll have the TV show. He'll have the DVDs. He'll put it on VHS because he loves it so much.
But think about all the toys they sell.
They were going to make a mint off that show right there.
The night begins to shine.
That's like the theme song from the previous Teen Titans Go shows. And so apparently somebody steals the song and they try to save the music.
Moving on.
Cool. Another cartoon. Is this a cartoon?
Yes.
Can I just say this about Batman? With all the Batmans I've ever seen, it's the same thing, just a little different.
So I see this and think, okay, they're trying to do maybe a new kind of fresh take on, Batman the animated series, recapture the magic from that. Good morning, Legion of Comics, and good morning, Seawood. Good to see you. Yes, Seawood, all these are real.
We need to get through this, man.
This is from a Screen Rant article.
This is putting my ass
15
asleep.
DC properties are in development for TV. But so when I see this Batman Crusader, I'm like, yeah, that reminds me of the Bruce Timm Batman show. But I'm so tired of seeing, weak knockoffs and watered down versions of the Bruce Timm Batman TV show.
Well, this is Bruce Timm and J.J. Abrams, so there you go.
But if they just
and
go
Matt
with,
Reeves.
They've got to really up their game as far as the look of the animation. Then
listen. I got a hot take on this.
Okay, I'll let you get to that. This show has to look as good as the first issue or first episode of What If, as far as the quality of the animation goes. It doesn't have to be, the super polished, the glowing faces and all that kind of stuff, but they got to put something special on the look of this. It needs to look like the painted animated cell we see on screen there. All right, Al, what's your take?
I'm tired of Bruce Timm's Batman stuff. I'm tired of him as the animation. I'm tired of it. I want some different animation. I want someone else, but all the animation looks the same to me anyway. Legion of Comics is asking, what did y'all think of the Titans season 3 premiere? I didn't think about it because I haven't seen it.
You mean all 3 episodes or just the first one?
The first 3 episodes.
Man, I loved it. I mean, I hated Jason Todd. I love Red Hood's character. But
I gotta admit, as much as you're hyping on this show, I feel I need to go watch it. I feel like I've been missing out.
I mean, I loved it.
All right, we're tired of Bruce Timm. We all are.
Yeah. Next. Look, what's his face is black. Jimmy Olsen's black.
Mm-hmm.
My pal Jimmy Olsen is a brother.
Is he like
a coming-of-age story that focuses on Clark Kent, Lois Lane, and Jimmy Olsen in their 20s. And it's definitely anime style, which I hope people like it.
I like anime.
Legion of Comics says the animation style for What If cell shading looks cool, but I definitely wouldn't want to see anything done like that.
Everything, yeah.
Oh, everything, right. So yeah, as far as the Batman goes, that's not the look I want, but the level of quality is what I want to see.
Okay.
Wasn't that supposed to be Smallville? Yeah.
This is small metropolis.
You not here on Smallville too?
I can tell you, Seawood has probably seen every episode.
Oh, I love Smallville.
All right, so
that's it.
That's it. We got through all 15 of them. So let's do a recap.
Really? Oh my goodness! So most of them are animation, and none of them really.
My Adventures with Superman, Batman, Cape Crusader, The Night Begins.
We spent 37 minutes on this.
Bat Wheels. The thing is, Bat Wheels is going to make them the most money.
Bat Wheels going to make them mint.
Aquaman, the King of Atlantis.
DC
Superhero High. Val Zod, Superman. Naomi. Madam X from Bad Robot.
So she's not related to Malcolm?
No. Madam Xanadu. I don't know. I don't even know why they called her Madam X. It's Madam Xanadu. John Constantine, Hellblazer, Justice League Dark.
Oh, wait.
Gotham PD.
Oh, man.
Strange Adventures. Not the Strange Adventures they're showing on screen there. Green Lantern. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. And Peacemaker.
You know what's sad? The only guaranteed hit, only guaranteed hit is Bat Wheels. Because it's going to make
I think
moneymaker.
I think Peacemaker is going to surprise
the guy I
people.
listen to says you could be a Hall of Famer. You could be a Hall of Famer on the field or a Hall of Famer at the bank.
I think Peacemaker will surprise people and they'll end up liking it.
It's Legion of Comics.
It's going to be like an X-Files or something where he's going off to probably fight big monsters, or it's basically be Suicide Squad without the rest of the team. He'll be on his own.
Legion of Comics. I'm a diehard Superman fan. I'm not excited for the anime style direction of this. I'll still watch. Brother Force. I've seen all the small. Yep, I knew it.
My man.
And where's Animal Man?
Yeah, there's so many characters they could use. That's DC Warner Bros. Man. I already spouted off about it. So that's the problem, man. That's the problem is they stick into the vest. They're just like, we got these. No. Don't bring that over here.
Right.
We're worried about, but even though Peacemaker are probably, they're paying money on that just because they thought Suicide Squad was going to be such a hit. Like, oh, he'll be the best of the best. He's going to be the Deadpool of this or whatever. And okay. Anyways, go ahead.
To seeing Suicide Squad. I need to kind of make time to check it out. All right, so now we're going to do the Model Kit minute.
And the Model Kit minute. Ooh.
That's much better than what I had planned.
That's
so, this week I got test shots in on a couple items, and I'll show one of them that I've been putting together. This was shown originally. The mock-up was shown at Wonderfest.
You don't have a.
Make myself big.
Okay.
It's a trap. That's a trap.
He knows it's the wrong way. So this is the USS Grissom, the test shot. The Grissom was from the Star Trek: The Search for Spock movie, and it was destroyed. Its claim to fame was that it was destroyed by the Klingon bird of prey. But they went on to reuse the filming miniature and show the ship a lot in Star Trek: The Next Generation and all of that era. Oh, that's a good shot right there. That era of the shows. Lou DeMalso, good to see you, man.
Now, all those ridges on the side, is that the same as those on the original ship?
Let me count them for you.
I'm just trying to save you a headache down the road.
Well, you're not supposed to call it out now.
Oh.
Not on live TV.
Oh, that is the exact same amount.
See if we can get that stuff in focus right there. So these are what they call the greeblies, little detail bits that are carried over from various other model kits that they would have installed on these filming miniatures to get that extra level of realism.
Nice.
Cool thing about the Grissom, and this is always the hardest thing to get on camera. There we go, right underneath the inside of the pylons there. There's a big bunch of cool greebly stuff in there. And it's one of those things that unless you just see just the right angle, as far as photos of the original filming miniature, you wouldn't pick up on them. But everything is there.
The detail in this is amazing.
It's just taped together because I dropped one of the little beacon parts last night, a little clear piece about the size of rice, and I never found it. So I got to go break off another one and get that installed in there. Yep, where it also got destroyed. Yep. How soon? So we were targeting all these new kits that we were showed at Wonderfest, targeting to get them out before the end of the year, as early as September, and ain't none of them gonna hit. And it's not that they're behind; they're a little bit behind. But the main thing is there's a big crisis as far as shipping from China, where if we didn't have stuff done by a certain point, each year there comes a certain point where it's like if you're not done, it's not going to hit by the end of the year. And this year, on top of that, we've got delays in shipping. There's an international shipping crisis where there just aren't enough boats on the water to get product across. We've got multiple containers of product in China ready to go that we just can't get put on a boat. Will the pylons be hollow? Yes, it's engineered for lighting. We probably will. I'm planning on offering a light kit for this. So
you guys will offer the light kit?
Yeah, and nice. It will have flashing beacons as well as the kind of steady stay on beacons. And it will be the first light kit that round 2 is produced that will use what do they call it? Fiber optic filament to get the light to travel to certain spots.
Ooh, sounds high tech.
It does. It's a relatively simple concept.
Now, was this one of the ships where the saucer detaches?
No, and that was kind of advertised more than it ever happened.
It's true.
Like the original series Enterprise, supposedly that could have happened with that even, but they never bothered to make that a reality. But there we go. So nice. The USS Grissom test shot. Also, kind of a special announcement. I am probably going to do a live stream on the Round 2 channel, probably Friday, to show off a new kit that is not sci-fi related that I've been working on for a long time. put a lot of effort has gone into this, so we'll be announcing it. And it's a big rig related kit, not sci-fi. And then I'll also show the
Can I guess?
Sure.
Optimus Prime.
All Optimus Prime would be sci-fi.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. So I'll be showing
Kit's the truck that Kit drove into.
Good guess, buddy. So we'll be showing that, and I'll be showing the Razor Crest mock-up that looks pretty darn good. So I know everybody's interested in seeing that. A couple other things, just real quick. I want to show the paintings I did for the box art for a couple of our Star Wars kits. So this is for our first X-Wing release. And people that were at Wonderfest saw this. We had it on a banner behind us. And I think we might even had a box mock-up, but haven't shown this before.
That looks amazing.
This is going to be the artwork for the B-Wing kit. So try to show that without any glare.
Who will it take you to do that?
It's so hard to keep track. 30 hours, 40 hours, I don't know. Maybe not that long. But
needs more lasers.
Needs more lasers. It was fun to draw that or paint that the Star Destroyer. I mean, it was fun to draw the B-Wing for sure, but do the Star Destroyer and the Death Star in the background. It was as much fun as drawing and painting the B-Wing. But both paintings are for sale if anyone is interested, and I'll probably post those on our Instagram, or on my Instagram anyway. The truck from Duel. Is that this weekend? Okay, that's good to know because I totally don't keep track of that show. Sweet, excellent. Thanks, Rob.
And hey, Rob.
Good to see you. All right. Let's bring. What am I doing? There we go.
And that was the Model Minute with Jay Hood.
Eventually, we'll have
title cards.
You know me. Huh? You know me and my excuses. Eventually, we'll have title cards.
Yeah.
These segments.
What about you, Al? Did you get anything?
Model wise, no. But toy wise, the toy addiction is real, man. It's real. I'm telling you. Show you what I got. I found the land shark. Ooh, look at the land shark.
That's cool.
It's old He-Man pick. I tell you, I got some soda pops. I got a Stan Lee. I got a Quake.
We're losing you.
And then my favorite.
You froze up a little bit. Show those again. Oh, Ratfink. That's cool.
Ratfink, yeah, Ed Roth.
Show the first two. We missed those.
No, I'm sorry. These Funkos are for you. True believers. Look at them.
What is Quake from?
These are an old cereal. Him and Quisp. Okay. I also picked up the Super Friends Batmobile. I love it.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty sweet. And then I got a Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
They were in Space Jam.
It's Rick's baby. And then the Wind Raider.
Oh wow.
Look at that. Little miniature. I love them. Love them. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to show you. I found this at a Target, and I couldn't believe you never told me.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Christine, baby.
Oh, you made that?
I didn't, but our company did.
Oh.
By Johnny Lightning, round 2. So beautiful. I'm going to go listen to some Little Richard right now. I'm going to roll the window up. We're going to keep it going. And then, DVD watch. I got the Mighty Orbots complete series. I've yet to watch that. It's an 80s extravaganza. The theme music's done by the guys that did the Bionic 6 music, and it's beautiful. So it's very catchy and kitschy, and you're just like repeating it. And then the cartoons of Mask. Unbelievable. I just got on a Mask kick. I want to start doing some artwork for Mask, maybe some stickers. I had to pick this up just so I can remember, see it and remember if it's as good as I remember, but I don't think. Still a good thing that they could reboot. And let's see, if I got anything, I got so much stuff. I got it laid out over here and over there. But that's it, fellas, for today.
All right.
Nice.
I'm still trying to customize Clamp Champ into a Punch Out figure. I love it. I got 2 Clamp Champs because I gotta have one in packages. You know, bugs me because of the situation. Target and Walmart are the guys that get these figures. Okay, the Origins figures. And this was supposed to be like early this year. It was supposed to come out. Clamp Champ was. See if I got him here. Okay, it was supposed to come out 21, right? So 21. Clamp Champ. All right. You can't find these guys on the shelves, right? So I ordered it off a Big Bad Toy Store. Plug for you guys. And then I see that Mattel has stores in certain parts of America that have buttloads of all these figures. It's like their warehouse is like, oh, we got to get rid of this stuff. I got an idea. Ship them to the stores that are supposed to be selling them. I went to Fort Wayne last weekend, and around here there was a big problem when it was called the Rise of Evil 2-pack. It was Skeletor before it was Skeletor, and Trap Joe before it was. I've talked about it probably every show now. I go there, Fort Wayne, in cap, full of them, full of these that I've been looking for. A lot of people have been selling them for $50 a piece. It drove me crazy, bros.
Can you order them online and have them delivered?
Huh?
Can you order them online and have them delivered to your store?
They are, well, the Rise of 2-packs, those are Target exclusives.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, you can get them at that Target and they'll send it to this Target out here for you.
Well, yeah, but they're always sold out even online. It's the stupidest thing you've ever heard. It is the dumbest. These people don't care. I mean, anyways. Okay, that's the problem. I want to do a
lesson learned is make it like a monthly trip to Fort Wayne to the Target there. Then.
Oh my goodness, they got to go on clearance soon because they're doing that. Because if they don't sell, they put them on clearance, and then right now they're like $30 a piece. So maybe if they put them down to 15, I'll pick up a whole bunch and just have extra parts all over the place.
Or sell them on eBay.
This is what I want to do. I want to film a toy hunt where I just go to all these different places and just find nothing. You know what I mean? Just find nothing. Just well, let's toy hunt. Yeah, Walmart's always looking like a flea market that someone ransacked.
Our closest Walmart's just like that.
People get back to work. Stop getting all that government money and get back to work already. Gee whiz.
Well, they're getting ready for the Christmas reset, so everybody's going to be restocking soon.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, and I was wanting to get those reproductions of the Kenner Ghostbusters, and I was always like, I'll wait. And now they're gone. And then it's like 1 second. I turned around for a second, and they're gone. And now, oh my goodness.
Well,
I don't even think they put them in
the movie getting
I think
delayed
they put
threw
them
a big monkey wrench in their plans for marketing that stuff.
Yeah. No one wanted them anyways. That new movie. Did we already talk about that new?
Did it ever come out?
The Stranger Things. Just the trailer. Did you see the trailer?
For which? For the
Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters.
I saw like the original
Stranger.
trailer, yeah.
Huh?
The first trailer they put out, yeah, I saw it.
No, they got a new trailer with Paul Rudd with little strawberry or marshmallow guys running around.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out.
It's just Stranger Things, man. It's just, and the people are flipping their lid about it. Oh, you just like, have you ever watched the original movie? Anyways, I digress. Let's get to what we want to talk about.
All right. Well, I mean, so I was going to talk about this last time and we ran out of time. So, and we're almost out of time this time, but I'm going to talk about it. Okay. So I've mentioned before, when I look at my stack of comics that I buy monthly, and it's not a tall stack, it's like that many comics these days. I judge by what I want to keep on my list by what I read first, and then whatever kind of settles to the bottom of that stack that I'm not reading, that's when I start questioning, do I really want to keep buying that stuff monthly? So I went through a kick where I had a little bit of time to read some comics, and what I found was Batman. I wasn't reading anything Batman. I don't collect as a monthly detective comics, but I like John Morris, so I wanted to see what the first issue of that was like. It was all right, so it didn't stick.
Yay.
First issue of Robin. This is a store team exclusive, or whatever they call it. I was intrigued by the concept behind it. It's not enough to get me to buy it monthly. I do buy the regular Batman title monthly. It's written by Tinian, Jonathan.
Oh, he just ended
James Tinian. Well, he's about to. He's got several months left. And I have like 3 issues of that stacked up. I'm like, do I really want to keep? And since he's coming to
burn them,
I'll finish his run.
Me too, exactly. As soon as this run's over, I'm over.
He's doing the Joker, which is really more of a Jim Gordon book than anything. It's interesting, and when I read it, I'm like, yeah, I do kind of like it, but it's not exciting enough for me to read it first thing. And then I got to Nightwing. I had 2 issues of Nightwing stacked up, and I read the first issue I had in my stack, and immediately went to the next issue in my stack, and I'm like, Nightwing needs to move up my priority list because this is really good, solid stuff. Especially if you're a long-term, especially for long-term Nightwing fans. DC has done a lot of damage to the character in the last 5 years, and this throws all that crap out the window.
5 years.
Yeah, well, if you like the Chuck Dixon run, and the Scott McDaniel run, if you like that at all, this has references to that. They bring
that was over 20 years ago.
They bring
that
back.
Was over 20 years ago.
Was it over 20 years ago? Well, yeah, that was. But in the last 10,
they've been screwing them up since.
So, long story short, if you're not buying Nightwing, I suggest picking it up.
Well, what's at the top of your list? At the top of your stack?
Interesting that you ask. When I get home, what do I read first?
I used to do this for a living, y'all.
Read comics? Nice House on the Lake by James Tinian.
Oh, he wrote that?
Uh-huh.
Dude's writing it.
And they're doing this cool. I'm not one of these guys that goes out and buys every second print or third print, but for this, I'm gonna collect the different editions because look what they do. So this was the first print. Let's go big. So that's the first print cover, and this is the second print cover.
Buy it now for $19.95.
And the third print cover is coming out soon, and it's even more tore up than that.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of degrading each issue.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So you're in.
Yeah, and they're doing it for every second print. So this is issue 2. They're offering a second print of that, and they're doing the same thing. But I'm not gonna be putting that much money into it. But
Mark.
So the big news this week, and I know you don't keep up on like the inner workings behind the scenes of who's doing what in comics these days, But I know you've had aspirations of being a comic book creator at certain points in your career, and you still do plenty of art. This week, James Tynion, who else? Jonathan Hickman, Scott Snyder. So essentially, like 4 or 5, 6 of the biggest comic book writers in the industry,
Right.
all signed up to do Substack, which is an online. Essentially, it's like a newsletter subscription, but Substack running them like
lots of money,
buku levels of money to start publishing their new comic book material through Substack, and it's unclear what it's going to look like what form it's going to take. But so far, this is a digital platform,
right?
And it went as far as James Tynion. Nobody's talking about this, but the Nice House on the Lake. If you look at the indicia on this, James Tynion owns this outright. DC's publishing it for him, but
okay.
So is it like a modern image or what?
Well, here's the thing, though: the authors, they own all the publishing rights. They own the rights to everything, the story, the publishing, everything. All Substack is doing is putting it out there for them. Mm-hmm. Substack gets a little bit of a cut; they get a cut, but they own everything about the book. So if they want to publish an actual book, they can do it on their own. If they want to sell the rights to a movie, they get all the profit, not just a percentage. So they own it 100%.
But what hasn't been talked about yet is what, if any, actual print, physical, floppy comic books or trade paperbacks or whatever are going to come out of this deal. Right now, it's all digital.
Mm-hmm.
And
it'll probably be digital.
I mentioned Tynion because essentially this guy, he could have ruled DC. He was in a position that he was going to be their next headliner writer. I mean, he's essentially their headliner writer right now.
Yes.
It'd be like being a fisherman in a drying up pond.
He declined to sign a new exclusive agreement with DC because the Substack deal was better.
But based on what you were telling me, though, with Nice House on the Lake, he can do that type of deal still.
He will, if this gets turned into a movie, he'll be the one that gets paid for those rights.
What I'm saying is he could still give DC the publishing rights to it.
And DC is obviously going to be the highest profile publisher that would publish something like that. I was surprised to see that because when this book came out, and I'll show the first one, I was like, okay, so Black Label is what everybody thought it would become like the new Vertigo brand. But the thing about this particular book, I mean, you can see the waves in the cover. Up until this book, in my experience, all the Black Label stuff came with cardstock covers, spot gloss varnish.
Huge.
And this is the first one that I've seen that was self-covered. Self-covered mean the outer cover is the same paper stock as the interior.
Okay.
So I was surprised to see that, but then I was like, okay, after reading it, I was like, okay, who owns this? Is it a partnership between Tynion and DC, or is it just Tynion? And if you read the indicia, he owns it outright as far as the copyright. So he potentially, I mean, knowing what I know about licensing deals and those kind of agreements, there's all kinds of language in there that doesn't have to be made public. Maybe DC has the exclusive rights in perpetuity to publish this material. I don't know. Or he could pick it up and take it somewhere else and have it published somewhere else. Why he would be I don't think it'd be a great move, but it could happen, I guess. But so for me, what I'm seeing in this is the first time where we see writers in demand that are taking their work to a totally digital platform where there's no print to back it up. Now, there might be eventually, maybe they'll sign with the Image or some other publisher will come along and say, any of you Substack guys want to publish, we'll put it in print for you. You'll still own it, all the copyrights, etc., but we'll publish it for you. Maybe that will happen. Maybe it won't. But this Nice House on the Lake book is kind of one of the hotter current titles right now going up in value as far as the collector market goes.
It's a great read too.
It is. It's like I said, the thing I read first when I get it home. But until now, if he published this a year ago on a digital platform, I would never have read it because I knew, okay, James Tynion, he's a Batman writer, he's the Something's Killing Children writer. I'm not going to go out and search for a digital comic by him. But now, if I want to read his new stuff, do I have to become a digital reader? Do I have to shift my consuming habits?
Well, I will say, and I've told you this earlier, back a long time ago, Comixology had like a set, they're giving away all the Black Panther books. So I got all the Black Panther books. It's like 500 or so. All of them. And I just started reading them digitally. And now, like, last few weeks, I've probably read about 40, 50 books.
Nice.
Digitally. Now they're all Black Panther. I can tell you anything you want to know about Black Panther. But
what do you think, Al? If someone came to you and said, we'll give you this deal where we'll publish your stuff digitally, you own everything, would you be up for it as a creator? We're both kind of old school, but
you can kind of do it already. You can do it already. The internet's what it is. It's just going to be, fine, cool. It's another way of getting people out that you don't know about. It's just being able to get, like, it's almost like having your own website where you're like, yeah, come read my stuff, and then you can link to that. It's like a DeviantArt page, except it's a comic book. Fine. And then they download the thing. I don't know. I don't have any problems against it. They can do a special edition where they print it. It's not going to murder anybody.
Right. Is there any digital content you go and read regularly or have searched out?
No, I don't even search out floppy comic books. So I'm not looking in previews. I'm not doing any of that. If I go to a comic book shop and I see something that looks cool, I'm like, all right, I'll try it. I'm out of it. So, like, it's just like, to me, it's another thing that, whatever. I'm not going to be negative about it. Good for them.
Right.
It's just a digital image, fantastic. Another thing that people, they don't have to write Batman stories for the rest of their lives because it's retread everything, So, it happens all the time. I don't know. It's not going to be a big deal. I think there's other creators that have already done it. So it just seems, just because it's on me and someone posted about it, that's like, it's just like the comic book. Someone posted about it, then you'll know about it. And then you can either be outraged by it or you can love it.
Well, that's how they did. That's how they created a bunch of noise to actually drive people to see what Substack is, because like 4 or 5 of them did it at once, and they're making noise about it, and
I remember
writing about it.
When Rob Liefeld and all those guys left. It was good for the industry.
They came back eventually and did Heroes Reborn. So.
But the question is,
this guy will come back.
Whenever you don't think any of these get around to writing the story, will people read it?
You can do it now, just because he's not. As long as he can still work for DC, he's going to come back. Everybody comes back. It's just it's not that big of a deal, guys. I don't know why you're making when you're texting. I was like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. It's not.
It is. I think it is.
It's a sign of Carmageddon.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Because they're not going to be. There'll be digital. Listen, there'll be digital comics, and then there'll be the special, like, hey, get the print. And then they'll be the ones that'll be bought and put away because we're not going to have floppy comic books for the rest of our lives.
More than Ben Compton.
I like my floppy comic books. I want them for the rest of my life.
Buy them. There's a billion of them sitting at Tom's Vintage Toys and BuyMeToys.com. There's a lot of comic books that have been printed over there. You can buy them and then look at them and then go, All right, I got to throw them out because I have no space. Whatever.
So the other thing is the price point. So this is not releasing this material for free.
No.
You pay a monthly fee. So if you want to sign up for James Tinian's content or Tiny Onion, I guess it's Tiny.
It's Tynan. I think it is.
So his monthly fee is $7.99. Jonathan Hickman's is $8.99.
Or James's is $75.
So they're streaming. It's creator streaming.
Right.
Oh.
It's basically Patreon. It's just another form of Patreon.
Yeah.
You can do that now. That's what I'm saying. You can do that now. I'm sure there's a million Patreons out there of people selling their comic books that you never heard of because that writer didn't write Batman. So there's a difference.
But something I'm curious about is like, how with like if Jamie were to get HBO Max today, he could watch all three, the first two in the first two seasons of Titans, right? So if you like wait a year and sign up for James's stuff for $8, can you read everything?
What I was wondering this morning. I was like,
can you read everything he's written?
Do I sign up now because I'm curious, or do I wait a year and get the past year's back material as part of the deal? And if you miss out, if you come in halfway through a storyline, how otherwise how are you going to get what you've missed?
Right.
So there's a lot of questions to be answered. It's interesting, for sure. Matthew Poe, the previous company I worked for had a Disney license, so everyone had to sign an NDA.
Did you have to sign one?
I will not disclose that kind of information.
It'll just show off the artwork.
I had to sign one.
Matthew Poe calling you out, man. He's gonna tell on you. He gonna tell on you.
I'll tell you guys the answer privately, but I'm not going to announce it.
Yeah, I tell you what. One thing I wanted to talk about, which would have been thought better, talking about that Substack stuff, which.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, look, that guy's over there eating a hungry man. It's like, oh no! But wait, all these other people are eating hungry men. Like,
what's there to talk about?
That was the biggest news of the week in the comic book world. So
they're worried about that.
Yeah.
Shit.
What you got? What do you want to talk about?
What are you worried about that for?
He wants to talk about
they're going to do digital comic books.
His Bumpy impersonation from The Wire.
I think people's money, they just giving it away. Listen, this is going to leave. If he leaves, whatever. He'll come back. Frank Miller came back. This is what he's doing. He's making his brand bigger so then he can command a bigger paycheck later. And then that'll be a big deal when he comes back.
From DC and he turned it down. Yeah. Go ahead. What do you have that's more interesting?
Nothing. Listen. It's that basic. You guys are flipping out over some basic junk. He's going to go there, do what he wants right now, and then later he's going to come back. He's going to get a bigger paycheck later. I'm not saying that, he turned it down now, that he's not going to come back. You guys, this is some like reactionary shit right here.
He is.
Pardon the French.
He's making a lot of money off this deal right up front. It's a subscription service where if he delivers quality, he'll grow his subscriber base. If he doesn't, it will shrink, and he'll come back to regular comics.
Here's the killer part: when he comes back and he has all the digital material, he'll let whoever publish it. He'll get paid twice.
Mm-hmm.
He'll make a killing. He'll make a mint.
But like I said, it's taking
that's the dream we all dream of
out of the product. That's my biggest thing.
Crush that dude's spirit because he wants to not write Batman for 10 years.
No, he's getting the creative freedom he wants, and I'm all for that. I think he's stayed on Batman twice as long as he expected or wanted to. I think.
Yeah, there you go. That's the thing, guys. Like, let him go. Let him do his thing because I don't want to be mopping toilets for the rest of my life. I want to be doing other things. You gotta grow And here's another thing: Batman will be okay. They'll get some other chump come in and write some more Batman show. They'll be like, "Well, did Batman fight the Joker yet?" No, we gotta
I'm
bring
calling
the
it right
Joker
now.
in.
I'm calling it right this second. The next writer for Batman is, what's his name? Tom Taylor. That's writing Nightwing. Guarantee it.
Sure.
Book it.
Sure.
So you really like this, huh?
And then it'll sell 500,000 copies, and then that'll be a big victory.
What's that?
The Legends.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else this morning, Al? Anything else you want to
Hey,
talk
man,
about?
we already blew through everything, so I thought we were doing something else, but I'm good.
With Matthew
I
Poe.
got to go catch up on the Substack thing because I need some more drama in my life.
There you go. NDAs is meant to protect proprietary information. They never release certain info on the unofficial round 2 model survey. Or I've never. Right. Yeah. Those are fan surveys. You do that as much as you want.
Oh, I want a fan survey.
Good morning, Jeff Schultz.
Good morning.
One love from Chicago.
The Shy.
They'll probably make Bendis.
Right,
If Bendis writes Batman, I'm definitely off. I take that back. I mean, Bendis writes a good detective kind of dark story, but I'm just off the Bendis brand. He probably went to DC to do Batman and hasn't for the most part yet.
Hey, you know what I want? How about a lighter Batman story with some jokes, some fun, some action that takes place in the daytime?
Do they have that comic book?
6 show, don't you? See,
that comic book exists.
Yeah, they did that.
Oh, you know what comic I want to look?
In the 60s.
You know what comic I want to check out? I don't know if it's a comic book out or whatever. It's Batman '89. I want to see what they do with the old Batman movie license. Batman '89. I want to see what I like the artwork, so we'll see.
Oh, the artwork is a picture from the movie?
No. I'll flip through.
Sure.
It's out this week. I think.
Jamie, your artwork is just pictures from Hulk Hogan and stuff. That's just pictures from. You didn't draw that. You just looked off something, so it doesn't count.
I'm sorry if I insulted you, artiste.
You just don't know. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up. No need to, rake this through any more mud.
You're throwing all tea tonight.
So,
I wanted to talk about OMAC, but you guys ain't getting it tonight.
Oh man, not OMAC.
I had a whole thing about OMAC, but guess what? We got to talk about Substack because that's the future. No, sorry. Anyway,
it's funny. Every once in a while, your picture freezes, and you've got the best expression on your face when it freezes. So it's been a joy.
It's been a treat.
We'll see if I freeze in the video. If it's just you, I'm freezing for.
It'd be interesting to see. All right. Well,
am I freezing when you guys are like?
I'll make a more formal announcement about the round 2 video I'll do this week. Since IPMS, it's a big national model show, happens this week. I might put it off till next week. We'll see.
Yeah, PMS.
You can steal the thunder.
Well, a lot of people will be there. They'll be distracted by more important things.
Oh.
So
I had a good time.
We'll remind you, whether you're a modeler or a comic book collector, keep your priorities straight. Faith, family, comic books, or models. See you next time, guys.
Football.